I can see why my dad calls this a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I could taste that sweetness from the jalapa.
Oh.
It's delicious. So here we are talking about Encore. I'm smoking the Encore Majestic, which got the Cigar of the Year with a 96 rating in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And what my dad calls one of his masterpieces. And Dave's here to tell us a little bit more about why this is a masterpiece. So tell us, David, what is your perspective on that?
It's interesting. I've always, so before I ever got into this business, I've been smoking cigars for a long time. And one thing that I always felt that your dad, that Ernesto was kind of a trailblazer in this business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go back in the history of Ernesto and when he had El Crédito and he was making cigars here in Miami on Cayocho, right, literally not far from where we're sitting right now.
I grew up there, by the way.
Yeah, you worked in the factory. My dad used to come down from Boston to go there and buy cigars from her mother, just to give you an idea. So he always was a trailblazer. When everybody was making a mild cigar and was using Connecticut, he said, hey, I'm going to make something a little stronger. So this is his version of trailblazing again. Nicaraguan cigars, generally speaking, are known for being spice bombs. They're known for being these super spicy, super, medium plus to strong cigars that are out there. And, your dad decided to go in another direction with Nicaraguan tobacco. This is 100% Nicaraguan. So the wrapper, binder, and filler on Encore is all from Nicaragua. We buy the wrapper from the Plasencia family. And it's very interesting that he developed a cigar that is a monster in a lot of ways. It's medium, depending what you like to smoke, medium plus at its strongest. But he uses tobacco from the three major regions, Jalapa, Condega, and Esteli. You mentioned how you taste the sweetness from the Jalapa, which is in the filler, right? He really worked on this blend. I mean, I would say that this was probably his most challenging blend. There's a story which I'll share here, and you were witness to this story. Her dad almost lost his life on my hands on the second show. It took us 3 years to get Encore launched, wasn't it?
Yes, well, it was aging. The wrapper was aging about 3 years in tercios.
Yeah.
And then it took us another couple years. Yep. I know we
after
took
that.
this to a trade show.
Yeah. So exactly. We took it to a trade show and we're showcasing it. Everybody's buying it. Oh my God, great. Follow up to La Historia. This is perfect, blah, blah, blah. And her dad goes, the cigar's not ready. I was like, okay. I said, I trust you. I didn't, say anything beyond that. So the cigar wasn't ready. So we delayed it. A year later, we bring it back to the same trade show. Your dad's there and walks over to me at the end of the first day and goes, listen, don't sell it anymore. You can display it, but we're not taking orders on it.
And nobody can sample it.
And nobody can sample it.
We had 1,000 of them there.
At least.
And we couldn't.
Yeah. And he took all the samples back, like he literally said, I want you to come over here. I'm going to give you a bag from the hotel. Come over here, pack them all in my suitcase. You're not sampling it anymore.
He wanted to make sure we didn't cheat.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, my expression was like,
yeah.
But, at the end of the day, one thing I will say is I trust his judgment, and he was right. It wasn't ready because the final product was 100% ready, and 1,000% ready, I'll even go. And Encore is, the name of it is perfect because it's a follow-up to La Historia. For all you consumers out there who have smoked it or have yet to smoke it, please go smoke it. But Encore is, to me, it's that elegant cigar. It's like when you want to have a glass of champagne with dinner, this is your great glass of champagne. When you want to have that super rare whiskey, this is that cigar. It's a cigar I could smoke every day. It's also a cigar that I could save for a special occasion, because it's just the changes in it, the complexity of the flavor profile. It's almost like every puff. You mentioned in our pledge video about Pop Rocks. This is my Pop Rocks. The candy that explodes in your mouth. every puff on this is like a little different. It's a little something. It's a little up, a little down, a little sideways, a little whatever. It doesn't matter, but it's just so captivating as a cigar.
And they say that the more seasoned smokers can pick up on that. People who've been smoking for a while and know what to look for. But I would venture to say that even a beginner can enjoy this cigar in the sense of it's just smooth and the taste, you know, and it leaves you with this pleasant feeling after every puff. And I think that you know, in these educational series, by the way, our EP Carrillo Burn and Learn series, you have the advantage of learning more about the cigar, a couple more technical aspects of it, and also please ask us any questions or any comments that we are looking at these all the time and are very happy to answer any of your questions. Also remember to subscribe so that you can be immediately notified of any of our new videos. So with the Encore, I remember when you talk about the name, my dad and I were sitting in his office, and it was after La Historia, like you said, had gotten the number 2 cigar of the year. And we were just thinking up a name, and I said, "Well, you're a former musician who loves the drums, and you know, why not call it Encore?"
Right.
The follow-up, you know, to La Historia.
Right.
So that name always has held like a very special place for me, and I think, you know, for him as well, just because, you know, I remember that night like very vividly, and you know, all of these have a story behind them, which have been widely spoken of, and who most of the people who enjoy our cigars are very aware of. How he named, you know, the different sizes after his grandkids. So this is a family business, and we not only see the family as those in the family, it's everyone like David and everyone who's here on this team, you know, working hard every day to get these cigars in the consumer's hands. So going back to the Encore, it won the Cigar of the Year, like I said, in 2016, and 2 years later, the Pledge won the 2020 Cigar of the Year. So these cigars overall in our line, the EP Carrillo, La Historia, the Encore, Pledge, and Allegiance all have very, very wide recognition.
Yeah.
This cigar does well, like I said, beginners to more seasoned smokers, and in Europe as well. It's a Europeans love this cigar. Asia market loves this cigar.
They do.
So, anything else you think we could have told the watchers about Encore that we might have forgotten? Because I kind of feel like there's something else about this cigar.
Well, for me, one of the big things that Encore does for me when I smoke it is it does a scenario where I find that in smoking this cigar, time stops. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's such a delicious cigar that it's probably out of our entire group of cigars, it's the one where I slow down to smoke it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's very inspiring. You know, the fact that he was able to do this, and the fact that your dad looked at the tobaccos the way he did differently than most people do. And it's just, I slow down in the process. So, you know, it's just, I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it is literally, I mean, if it was a choice where I was told, hey, you got to pick one out of the whole group and that's all you get forever, probably this would be my cigar.
My dad would say the same thing.
This would be my cigar. Yeah. This would be
I haven't smoked this in a while. This is really good. Really good. And having smoked the Pledge before this one today, you could just tell the wide range of, you know, nuances between them. So anyway, if you haven't tried Encore, we, you know, enthusiastically suggest you do. And like I said, once you do, leave us some comments, or just if you have anything to say at all. Glad to hear it. Thank you, guys.